I'm going to touch on a lot of different things here, so bear with me if it seems the topic goes off course. I cannot articulate to you how much travel is a part of me. The search to worship beauty in its many forms. The ecstatic feeling of awe and peace swell within me when I discover a new place. Something serene, perfect. Perhaps the closest thing to spiritual I believe in. When I was younger, I thought I needed to be somewhat rich to travel. I feared I wouldn't get the chance until I found a way to generate affluence. Eventually, I lost patience with this, since it felt like trying to climb with an entire brick wall tied to my back. So, in a fit of crisis, I took a risk and left home. I'm glad I had the courage to do this, because every single beautiful experience I had would not have happened had I put this calling on the back burner until I was safe. I was instantly addicted, and the chain reaction of my self-honor in following my sincerest integrity began to spiral. I cannot tell you how many times I left home for longer than a month with less than $200. I tend to find a way to land on my feet, whether it's helping in the gardens of an eco-village in exchange for fire-cooked meals, venturing off into a national forest to camp with a group of new friends, getting a temporary job, or simply being welcomed into someone's home and freely given the gifts of a roof to sleep under as we spend days sharing our stories with each other. No matter where I go, I will find people I greatly enjoy who will offer help if needed. This means I have an endless tribe of kin, compassionate and fun, and that is my true wealth. I can have $0 in my name and still live a fulfilling life where I get to offer genuine value into the lives of the people I encounter. Really, I have a great life, and though I can thank myself for much of it, it would not have been possible without thousands of variables that were out of my control. The pinnacle of which, I didn't get to choose my parents, who have loved each other as well as my brother and I tremendously, and strove to teach, nurture, and enjoy life with us. Their endless support and willingness to sacrifice for us when something in life went wrong has been a gift not all children get. For whatever reason, it's easy to lose sight of these blessings. I think we as individuals live with a clash of thoughts, a restless mental fight between gratitude and deprivation. It seems the ugliest human traits and behaviors I see in myself and others stem from a focus on deprivation. An unhealthy level of obsession with an attempt to force reality to be secure. And this focus manifests in endlessly recurring thoughts that trigger a threat response throughout the body. For example, thoughts like, what if I don't get enough money? What if I don't get enough love? What if I am not safe enough? And so the question arises, how can I make the world give me love and resources? How do I dominate my environment into making sure that I get what I want and cannot be harmed? Which means, anytime something happens in life that deviates from this obsessive notion of how safe we should be, we feel to some degree betrayed by an unfair reality. My problem with this, if I spend too much mental energy focusing on what I feel is unfair, I hold a lingering general anger that not only distracts me from appreciating the good around me, but gives me a sort of preemptive excuse that if I withdraw from someone who needed my affection or support, and as a result that person is hurt by it, I can dismiss and justify it, reciting to myself some variant of the idea, well, of course I was cold and distant. Life didn't give me enough. I don't believe a focus on deprivation is evil. I think many wonderful things blossom from it. But I think in terms of personal growth, it runs its course. And what blossomed from its raw soil is now a part of you, and if you want it, it's yours to keep, whether you focus on a desire for security or not. To put it more simply, I don't like myself as much when I focus on insecure thoughts. I like myself most when I feel lucky, when I cherish who I'm with, invested in the here and now. When I marvel at the perfection of a waterfall or a mountainscape or a starry night sky I stand before. Because in those moments of gratitude wholly adored, I am blessed by graces that are purely phenomenon. What did I do before my existence to make me worthy of witnessing the spectrum of colors? What accomplishment did I achieve to earn the wonderful sensations of touch? What wealth did I pay for life to owe me music? The answer is obvious. There is nothing I did to make me deserving of the gifts I have been given within this universe. When these notions are my focus, I don't have to fight with reality to try to get more. And so that energy is returned to me, and it's easy for me to realize how much I love being me. I'm more lively, more free, more kind, more humorous. I'm more often aware of what I can do to brighten someone's day. There really comes a time in every person's life where they have to look into the proverbial mirror and ask, how much is enough? When will you stop reaching for more and allow yourself to be happy? And when the answer arises, that individual should draw that line in the sand and honor it. The truth is, I've been incredibly fortunate throughout my life. My body is most often healthy. I've had access to food almost every day of my 30-year life. I managed to muster the courage to be myself early. My subconscious mind has kept a vigilant, intuitive will that has gotten me out of dangerous situations I may have otherwise not gracefully avoided. I've landed on my feet numerous times when life got rough. I've seen countless beautiful sights and met hundreds of wonderful people. Even if only for 1 week, 1 day, or one glorious moment of laughter. So, my answer is, right here, right now, this is enough. My life is one of wealth, even if I'm never financially affluent. Being an artist, this brings me to a question. Will I attempt to achieve conventional success by spending 20 or more hours a week, studying analytics across multiple platforms, trying to keep up with every algorithm change in order to properly compete for attention in this rapidly changing online environment? Or will I create a new model less focused on financial success, which wider spreads my work to be enjoyed by more individuals and makes positive ripples around the world? My inclination for growth answered for me. My character arc will not be complete while tensely fighting for attention, but rather while I push my chips into the center of the table and gamble on trust over force. Though it may be foolish in terms of money for a project that has spanned 12 years and thousands of hours of labor, my integrity compels me to be the man I most want to be. And so I'm excited to announce that I'm making ethereal custody anthologies as widely available as I can by requiring no exchange of currency. I don't want to say free because I do want something in return. Though I'll happily accept financial support in whatever donation you see fit, I'd rather you do something to help individuals less fortunate than myself. There's a link to a list of suggestions below. Please do not feel that the deal is unfair if the option that suits you best does not result in my benefit. In these cases, know that what I am buying from you with a digital copy of this book is a service, a chance, by proxy, for me to do something good in communities outside of my reach or skill set. This novel, for all I know, may be the best opportunity I'll have for the rest of my life to make a positive difference in our global environment, to help alleviate some small portion of the suffering that pervades human cultures, a small contribution to resist the abuses many are forced to endure. The novel itself is quite dense with philosophical content. Among its most convicted points are the ideas of self-ownership and the importance of nurturing the natural environment. I would love for this book to somehow help disrupt the human trafficking industry, to somehow contribute to reforestation and permaculture efforts. I certainly cannot do that alone, even if I were to sell the book well by conventional methods for many years to come. This idea is more interesting anyway. The fact is, I need help from compassionate people who are either willing to barter good deeds as if they were a form of currency, or are happy to offer their hearts and minds to the benefit of their kin freely. In either case, I'm glad to provide entertainment in the form of literature. However, don't let any big-picture hopes discourage you from doing something small. If you want to read my book, can't afford or don't want to donate money for it, and furthermore, say your only talent is knitting, I am happy for you to donate a scarf and mittens to your local homeless shelter. This world has proven itself to me time and time again, through its many faces of differing skin tone, age, class, and gender, that it will help me. That when the chips are down, there will be a kind soul to give me support or food or shelter, whether friend or stranger. And thus, through my storytelling, your knitting hands may be a conduit, just one way for me to give back a small kindness to the people of this world. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the novel.